Fix the dreaded senior slump. Now, say you're walking into Home Depot or Menards and you're thinking about what you need to fix that leaky faucet. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a reflection in the glass door of an older guy. Shoulders slumped, head forward. You turn to smile and let him go in first. But then you're shocked. You realize, hey, that's you. You straighten up like one of those toy wooden soldiers in a Christmas fairy tale and stiffly walk inside. Hi, I'm Kevin, your 70-plus host for Loving 50-plus. What the heck was that, you wonder? How long has that been going on? You're only 50 or 60 or 70-plus, and for many people, slumped shoulders with head forward says old guy, even more than wearing baggy tracksuits that look like pajamas. Come on, hey, they're comfortable. So what can you do to regain that upright stance you always had and avoid the senior slump? Now don't worry, because that's a condition a lot of us have nowadays, and you can definitely help improve your posture pretty easily. Now studies have termed it tech slump, caused by long hours with shoulders hunched and head forward over your desk at work or a laptop at home. But I've also noticed people 40, 30, 20, and even teens that have what we could call text slump. From their thumbs, feverishly texting the latest shocking Insta-Twitter or TikTokogram to their friends. My concern is for anyone with these issues because the result is more than just aesthetic. Many experience neck pain, shoulder pain, back pain, severe headaches, and can potentially affect your breathing. Now, I read some recent research that pointed to how posture can also affect moods and cognitive performance. So how you look is obviously important, but to me, how you feel, how you perform is vital to your happy future. Now, some of us may be suffering from osteoarthritis or the lingering effects, of an old injury and other issues. So a visit to your physician is a must. Let her determine causes. She may recommend you to a physical therapist to help with relief through stretches and strengthening moves. Why live with something that bothers you? It's pretty easy to help improve your posture. You've already taken the first step by recognizing the issue. Start thinking upright. If you can stand, stand upright. If you use a chair to get around, and you can, try to sit more upright. If you use a walker, have your therapist adjust the height. I see a lot of people with walkers or canes set too low for them, which causes them to slump forward. You know what I like? I like those walkers in those bright colors, and even with the handbrakes, they look like a racing bicycle. Very sporty. So let's look at some simple movements we can call poor posture preventers. Now, they're not the be-all and end-all of possibilities, but rather exercises I've done over the decades that have helped me. Now, we're all different, and some of these exercises may not be suitable for you, so see your medical professional first for guidance. And if any cause you discomfort, stop. Now, the first movement I like to do is the overhead stretch. It sounds simplistic, but how often do we raise our hands overhead and stretch upright? It may depend if you were one of those kids at school who sheepishly raised their hands in class, not really wanting to be called on. Or remember the old welcome back Cotter that Arnold Horshack was signaling for attention. So seated or standing, reach up all the way with both arms, hold for 10 seconds, feel your back stretch, rest. Now you may think that's not too far. You're not used to doing it. You got to take your time. So you may be able to reach up a little further and stretch your back. Hold for 10 seconds and rest. You'll get to the point where you can do that for 10 seconds and rest, 20 seconds and rest, and 30 seconds for rest. And obviously at the end of it, you're to the point where you're reaching all the way up and you're reaching for the sky. Like those old Westerns, reach for the sky, they used to say. Now next comes the W stretch. Now you sit or stand with your arms in a W. Now you move them backwards to feel your back muscles squeezing and your chest muscles stretching. But now what you're going to do is bring your arms forward and squeeze your chest muscles. Don't have your arms too high or you'll just feel them in your shoulders. It's okay, but you want to feel this, you want to stretch your chest as well. But here's the trick. Instead of just coming forward like this, you want to lift your chest and squeeze your chest muscles and stretch back. Squeeze your chest muscles, which is stretching your back, and stretch all the back. Squeeze them and stretch them. Do sets 8, rest, 10 reps, 12 reps with a rest in between. Now on the doorway stretches. Now these may seem, like the W stretch, and they're pretty similar. But because you're stretching in a doorway and you're using the weight of your body to get more of a stretch, you get a little more out of it. So the thing is you stand in the doorway. Elbows at a right angle. Remember angles from your geometry class in school? I really don't. But I have done some carpentry work, so 90 degrees. I don't even think that's 90 degrees. It's easier if you're putting your arms on a real door frame. So place your forearms on each side of the door frame, take a step forward, and lean forward for a good stretch. Lean forward for a good stretch. You feel your back muscles stretching. Now our final move is the hand clasp stretch. You stand up, you clasp your hands behind your back, kind of like you're in high school. There's always some kid get caught with a bottle of peppermint schnapps at a high school dance and you're being perp walked out by the gym instructor, Mr. Bruno. And obviously I'm not talking about you and me, it's those other kids. But what you do is you clasp your hands and you gently move your shoulders back for a nice stretch. Hold for 10 seconds, rest. Hold for 20 seconds, rest. If you can comfortably hold for 30 seconds, do so and rest. Now great, try to do these easy movements every other day, consistently. They're easy enough to do, they don't take a lot of time. Do them when you're watching TV, but do them every other day. There's no huffing and puffing, not a lot of sweating unless you're down in Arizona or Florida on vacation and then you can't avoid it. Think stretching and squeezing. Now after a while, you can help your posture with exercises such as push-ups, planks, and other fun stuff. And we'll look at that down the road in other, future episodes. But be mindful of being upright. You can check your posture every week by standing against a wall with your head, shoulders, and butt against a wall and your feet out a few inches. Hold that position and try to walk forward and maintain that position. Every so often, it doesn't hurt to stand against a wall like that. Butt, shoulders, and head, and feel what an upright position is. One trick, one easy way to think about it is you don't want to look down, you want to look up. You always want to look up. That's going to help you stand upright. Don't force it, do the best you can. We're going to have a lot more to look forward to in future episodes. Now, thanks for watching our Loving 50 Plus episode. I appreciate you being here, and always check with your doc before starting any exercise program. You're welcome to join us at Loving 50 Plus, and please leave a subscribe. And, if you got a minute, leave a comment so I can see what you're thinking and what you'd like me to do in future episodes. I'm Kevin, your host. See you in our next video, and please take care of yourself.